Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it.
Good evening. This episode of the Intraday Price Action Recap is being brought to you by the Smart Money Manuscript. Hello, my name is Timothy Leroy Sr., and I'm the creator of the Smart Money Manuscript. But Tim, what is the Smart Money Manuscript? The Smart Money Manuscript is your roadmap to financial freedom. That's right, your roadmap to financial freedom. Inside, we're going to be discussing things for absolute beginners who never even heard of the stock market or don't know what the stock market is. We're going to teach what is the stock market, what is a stock, what is an index. We're going to teach all of that. We're going to talk about options. We're going to talk about futures. We're going to talk about fundamental analysis, technical analysis. Speaking of technical analysis, we're going to take a deep dive into the ICT concepts. We're going to discuss how to figure out how much you need as an individual to save for your personal retirement. We're going to talk about retirement portfolios. So if you want to be a long-term buy and hold investor, if you want to be a swing trader, if you want to be a day trader, if you want to trade stocks, if you want to trade options, if you want to trade futures, the Smart Money Manuscript is for you for $69.99. Yes, $69.99 for all of this here.
Good evening, everybody. Hope everybody doing well today. Y'all doing all right today? Hey, what y'all doing over? What you doing over there, light skinned Deborah? You on the wrong screen. If y'all hear me smacking, I jalapies. I'm eating a little kind bar. I ain't ate nothing since when did I eat? I didn't eat no breakfast. Then I ate some leftovers. Anyway, I ain't got much time to be in front of you because I found out today that the football game is actually today. But my son is in the band. So I only really need to be there for halftime. So if this first time to, let me go send out the bat signal. Cause people like, Tim, I didn't get a notification. Is Michelle talking here? Michelle, if you are in here, and hold on. I just dropped some on the floor. I dropped some crumbs on the floor. I stay in Columbus, Georgia. A bug will come in your house and find a crumb. I don't care how small that crumb is. He gonna come find it. You can't leave no crumbs on the floor in Columbus, Georgia. Let me send out this bat signal. Michelle Tucker, if you are on here, put some in chat so I can see you, so I can talk about you to your face. Now I got the I sent the back signal out. Let me share the Zoom link. Let me share the Zoom link. I see light-skinned Deborah talking in the chat. When she know I don't be looking at the chat like that. Deborah, tell my dog Sherwin I said what's happening. All right. There is a bomb in Gilead. No, there is a link pinned to the top of the chat. Why do I look so dark? Do I look different to y'all? No, I look the same on there, but I look dark. There's a link pinned to the top of the chat, right? And y'all, excuse me. Ugh. If you would like to pull up on the Zoom, let me open up my trading view while I'm talking. If you would like to pull up on the Zoom, and ask a question or share a thought or whatever you may like to do, there's a link that's pinned to the top of the chat. You're welcome to pull up in there. If you did not see the intro at the beginning, oh, wait a minute. I'm so sorry, y'all. Where's my manners? Light-skinned Deborah, how you let me go through all this right here and I didn't even say, if this first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, welcome. If it's not the first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, please allow me to say, hey, did I freeze? Something going on my screen. Can y'all still see me? Something went on my screen over there.
I can see.
Okay. All right. Something went on crazy over there. If it's not your first time tuning in to say, what's up, grandbaby? I heard you. If it's not your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, I still want to say welcome. But I want to give you a nice hearty, well, thank you for always tuning in to Tim's Tidbits. If you don't know who I am, my name is Timothy Lee Rogers Sr., a.k.a. Aranya Grande. And that's just me, Big Spot, if you know hablo Espanol. And you are now in tune to another episode of the Intraday Price Action Recap. And if you didn't see, I froze for a second. Thank you. If you did not see the intro in the beginning, this episode of the Price Action Recap is being brought to you by the Smart Money Manuscript. I'm asking y'all to do me a favor. I'm asking y'all to share the link to the Smart Money Manuscript with people that you know, because the sales on the Smart Money Manuscript are very ashy right now. I humbly appreciate everybody that has purchased the Smart Money Manuscript to this day. I humbly appreciate it. I thank you from the bottom of my eternal being. But the sales are ashy. So please, y'all share that with your friends and family or anybody you think that might be interested in purchasing the Smart Money Manuscript. All right. Now that that's out of the way, not the sales pitch is, hold on. What's going on? That's on one. How did they get on one? Pump that up a little bit. Now that the sales pitch is out of the way, let's you got something to say, Ms. V, or you just unmuted just to go?
I was checking my mic.
Okay. You could have came and said mic check, but I thought I heard and I looked over there and you went back on mute. I'm like, oh, so you just unmuted just to clear your throat. Okay, let me clear my throat. All right, man. Did Price do anything today that caught you off guard? Right? Did Price do anything today that caught you off guard? If Price did something today that caught you off guard, there is a link pinned to the top of the chat. Right. Oh, y'all hold on for a second. Because I know he don't have his notifications turned on. Y'all talk amongst yourself while I do this right here. All right. So if Price did something to catch you off guard, click on our link pinned to the top of the chat, pull up in the Zoom, unmute and say, hey, Tim, I was expecting Price to do this and it did that. All right. And we'll go through Price and we'll look at it and we'll say, hey, like Thomas did the other night. Not really. I thought it might be choppy since we have Powell and Jackson Hole tomorrow. All right. Appreciate that input. Appreciate that input. Man, I ate a little protein bar. Now I got all that granola type stuff all inside my. Now, hold on for a second. Adrian Farmer, is that you? Is that you, Adrian Farmer? Is that you? What's going on? Who we got up in here, man? We got light-skinned Deborah and the grandbaby up in here. We got Miss V up in here. Right? We got the Shonister up in here. Y'all be careful. The Shonister is here, so y'all might hear some explicits. We got Lumpford up in here. We got Here to Learn and Share up in here. We got Rhonda Green up in here. We got, wait a minute, it's like somebody behind that pen comment. I can't see who behind that pen comment. We got Honey up in here. Hola, Valentine. We got Valentine up in here. We got Empire Tradings up in here. We got Felicia up in here. We got Sturdy AF up in here. Sturdy AF. A hit dog will holler. Nobody. Oh, that's Kim behind the pen comment. What's going on, Kim? Right? Nobody would have known anything if that hit dog wouldn't have said, nobody would have known a thing. That's what I be trying to tell my wife. I'll say something or I do something, and she be like, I say, them people don't know what I'm talking about. The way you acting, letting them people know what I'm talking about. If you would have just took what I said in one ear and out the other, instead of clutching your pearls and looking all around, them folk would have never known I just said something nasty to you. But since you went to acting the way you acting, now they looking at you. You drawing attention over here. I'm driving. Turn it on and listen. Talk about I'm driving. All right, man. I don't see nothing in the chat. Ain't nobody unmute to say that Price did something that caught him off guard. So today, right, before we talk about Price, I was on the phone with a friend of mine today. He called me at like 9:40 this morning and said, hey, he called me Dick. Hey, Dick. I need to show you something. He on his MacBook. Need to show you something with these candles you've been talking about, yada, yada, we talking. All right, here like now, if I'm interrupting, I know you be watching the market. You know, if I'm interrupting you, I'll let you go. All right. Why black folk do that? They call you or they approach you when they know you're doing something, but then be like, well, if I'm interrupting you, why we do that? Why we do that? Right? So I'm like, nah, you cool. Right? I ain't looking to trade. I'm just, I was just watching the candles. I'm on live stream with the little nephew Tremaine. You know what I'm saying? Just chopping it up in the chat a little bit, but I ain't looking to trade. I ain't looking to do nothing. And he was like, what that? Wait a minute, man. You know what I'm saying? If you a day trader, Why you ain't looking to try to grab some money out the market? Can you explain to me why you ain't looking to grab some money out the market? And I said, well, certainly I can do that. And I commenced to explain it to him why I wasn't looking to grab some money out the market today. Right. And what sparked this in my mental right now is because Here to Learn and Share, she shared a comment. She said, no, not really. I thought it might be choppy since we have Powell and Jackson Hole tomorrow. Right. So if somebody make a comment like that, they saying, hey, I probably won't participate today because I think it's going to be choppy because we got Powell and Jackson Hole tomorrow. Right. Now, there's nothing wrong with anticipating a choppy market ahead of potential volatile news. That is very something smart to do, right? That's something smart to anticipate. Now, let me explain to you. So this teachable moment is being brought to you by my partner, Ron, and Here to Learn and Share combined. Because I just had this conversation with Ron this morning, and then I see Here to Learn and Share comment, and I said, hey, let's have a teachable moment. This all coming to fruition right now, right? While I'm sitting up here talking, I'm giving you this long introduction because I'm trying to think about what I actually want to say. Because I can't remember everything that I told Ron earlier. I get the gist of it, but I'm trying to think about how I really want to break it down. All right. Now, if we come here and we chop off today, we're going to hit replay, right? And we're going to come over here and we're going to find 6 p.m., right? Everybody tracking? Y'all see that blue rectangle at the bottom that says win 8/20/25 0600 p.m. Do everybody see that down there? Yes, you do. But I just chopped off today's price action. So at yesterday's close, if I squanch this up, this is what price looked like. Right? That's what price looked like at yesterday's close. All right. Let me get rid of the new day opening gap because we don't know that yet. Right? So this is what price looked like yesterday at yesterday's close. Okay. You might be saying, Tim, you got the chart all squanched up and I can't see no fair value gaps. I can't see nothing. I can't see no kind of nothing. I can't identify nothing. Right? What do I always tell y'all? The most important thing to do before looking for them PD arrays, you got to understand two things. Right? What are those two concepts you got to understand before trying to look for any PD arrays? Somebody tell me that. Someone tell me that. Someone tell me that. Someone tell me that.
What buy or sell program?
Okay, and what is that called?
We need that order flow.
Okay. Order flow, and what else? Order flow and price delivery. There you go in the chat. Thank you. Right? You got to understand order flow and price delivery. Okay. So looking at the screen, right? It is painfully obvious that we're in a sale program, right? When the market closed yesterday, it's painfully obvious that we're in a sale program. And the reason why I say it's painfully obvious is because, right, we're deep in the sale program. So for those who don't know, right, whenever price comes like up like this right here, and it comes back down like that right there, right, that is a market maker sell model. And when you get on the right side of the model and it starts falling back down, just think about when you're on the roller coaster, you're going to chugga, 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 chugga. You get up there, you be like, that you done went on the right side of that market maker sell model, right? And so we done came all the way down here. So if we are in a market maker sell model, it behooves us to be looking for reasons to do what? Buy or sell.
You finish your chapter?
I finished my chapter a long time ago. I graduated in 1990.
What's wrong?
I don't, man.
You have
My
practice.
back
You
itching.
said you don't have more time. Like
My back itching a little bit. And
you want to
then,
take a few minutes? That's fine.
yeah, I need a few minutes. I need a couple minutes just to, you know.
Is you a fool?
Are we looking for reasons to buy, or are we looking for reasons to sell? If we're in a sale program, what are we looking for? I see here to learn the shit. I said sell. Thank you. We're looking for reasons to sell. All right. If we're looking for reasons to sell, where does smart money sell? Do smart money sell in a premium or a discount?
Premium.
So smart money sells in a premium, right? Looking at we're on the right side of this market maker model, right? Our overall dealing range, right? When we came into the new week, right? This was our weekly low and this was our weekly high, right? And we had started our ascent down, well, our descent down, should I say. We had started our descent. I don't need to say down because I said we started our descent. Come on, Tim. Act like you went to BA instead of Stranahan. We started our descent, right? And when we started our descent, when we took out the weekly low right there, what did we create here? Taking out that weekly low, what did we create right here? We created what? Did we create a bullish dealing range or did we create a bearish dealing range?
Bearish.
We created a bearish dealing range, right? So when we created this bearish dealing range, okay, and then we continued down here like this, right? What did we do? Did we extend our bearish dealing range or did we create a new bullish dealing range? When we came down to here, what did we do?
We extended.
We extended our bearish dealing range. Okay. So if we extended our bearish dealing range, that means true or false, our total overall dealing range is from that high down to that low right there. True or false?
True.
So if that's true, when price closed yesterday, right? Are we in a premium or are we in a discount of our current dealing range?
Discount.
We're in a discount of our current dealing range, right? Now, looking at our current dealing range here, as we made our descent, have we taken out any significant buy-side liquidity in this entire move down?
No.
No. So if we're in a sale program and we haven't taken out any significant buy-side liquidity and we're in a discount, why would I be looking to trade today? I wouldn't. Why? Because if I'm in a sale program, I want to sell in a premium. This is my dealing range. I want to sell in a premium. If I'm in a sale program, what do I want to see taken out before I even start looking for an entry model? Very good. Buy side liquidity. Before I even start to look for an entry model, I want to see some buy side liquidity taken out, and not just any buy side liquidity. No. Some buy side liquidity that's in the premium of whatever the highest time frame that I'm watching at that time before I start even looking for an entry. So at 6 p.m. when price opens up here, right? We are in a discount, right? Of our entire dealing range, right? This is yesterday's dealing range. So now the algorithm has been so nice to give me a short-term dealing range to look at, right? So when I come from here down to the low, right? When I come from here down to the low, right there, right? So for the short-term dealing range, right? Price is right here, residing in a premium of the short-term dealing range, right? At 6 p.m. last night. And then when I'm not trading during that time, right? We're going to put the meat on the bone, and we're going to go over here to 9:30. Let's find 9:30, these 15-minute candles. Boom. So this is price at 9:30 this morning, right? So at 9:30 in the morning, when I'm ready to start trading for our overall dealing range, where are we? We're in a discount, right? For our short-term dealing range, we're right at equilibrium, right? So if price is at equilibrium, what do we do? Do we look for entries? Look for entries, or do we sit on hands? I see somebody said wait in the chat. Wait.
Sit on hands.
AKA sit on hands. All right. So at 9:30, price is saying, hey, Tim, sit on your gut hands. And I say, price, I got you. Now, we're in a sale program for our overall dealing range. We're in a discount. We don't sell in a discount. We buy in a discount. We're in a sale programs. We're looking for reasons to sell, right? So price is saying, Tim, sit on your gut hands. And I say, price, I hear you, because I'm looking for reasons to sell, and we in a discount, right? And then price says, Tim, what do you want to see happen before you start looking for a reason to be trying to sell? I say, price, I want to look for buy side taken out, but not just in the buy side. I want to see some buy side taken out, and I want to be in a premium. Right? Okay. So when I look at the chart, I say, where is there some buy side that can be taken out that will put me in a premium? And when I look at the chart, my wee little bitty eye spy a prior week low. That prior week low is resting right over here at this little thing right there. That's like a little swing high right there. So I have some buy side liquidity right up here at this prior week low, which is a PD array that should be acting as resistance if price went up there to it, because that prior week low is right there and it creates what's called a breaker right there. And we have some liquidity right there that's in the premium of our dealing range. And for our entire drop down, we have not manipulated any buy side liquidity. So if I'm this deep in the move and price wants to continue down to the sell side objective without giving me a manipulation, I just have to say bye-bye. Why? Because it didn't come back to a premium to give me an opportunity, right? I'm going to put TLR. It didn't come back to the premium to pick old TLR up. Why? Because it created the dealing range, right? Price consolidated, price expanded. Now TLR is waiting in the premium for price to retrace and price to deliver, right? So since we're in a discount, in a discount overall range, equilibrium, short-term range, sit on your hands, right? So now, when we put the meat back on the bone and let the day go, right? You say, hey, looking at the day, right? This right here was the 9:30 open right there. That was the 9:30 open. So the 9:30 opened up right there around equilibrium, right? And make that back fat again so we can see it. Somebody got something to say? I keep hearing something in my ears. All right, that's our 9:30 open right there around equilibrium of yesterday's dealing range, right? And then we see at 9:30, price dropped down, right? It came down, taking out some sell side, right? Taking out, it dropped down, took out some sell side, took back off, took out some buy side, poked above the midnight open, dropped back down, took out some more sell side, pushed back up, came very, very close to where the 9:30 open was, right? And that's the whole day, right? It came down, went back up, came down, went back up. That was the entire day after 9:30, right?
You know what was kind of dirty though? I know they got people when they left that Asian and London high right there together and didn't take it.
And I'm glad you said that. Let's talk about this right here, right? So, remember we talked about our new day opening gap, right? New day opening gap, right? So, when we open up here, that's when we open up the Asian and Sydney session, right? We got a high right here, right? We come over here, we got a high there during the London kill zone, right? So let's mark those out. Those have been brought to our attention, right? Those have been brought to our attention. Let's make it fat so everybody can see it, right? Now, right? Coming into this, if you're just coming in saying, hey, I just need to trade. I need to do something. I just got to trade, right? I want to do something. right? Now, even if you said that, okay, when you're looking at price, right, you have your London high there, your Asian high there, right? Price opens up at 9:30, drops down, right? Takes out sell side, pushes back up, stops at midnight, does not take that out, drops back down, take out that low, right? And like Yolanda said, oh, that's dirty. They didn't take that high, and then they done ripped it back down. I'm glad you said that. We have this thing that we call a higher time frame, right? On our higher time frame, gang, we in tune with the algorithm. Us in the algorithm, we're like bestest buddies, right? Let me get all this junk off the screen from these brushes. Move brush, highlight, move brush, back. Okay. So when you look at the chart, all right, we're going to zoom this out. All right. Zoom this out. When you look at the chart, if you look over here at this 731 candle right there, somebody tell me what your little eye sees at this 731 candle right here. What is there? Somebody tell me what's there. The 731 candle right here. What's here?
The volume imbalance?
That's
Nope.
a SIBI right there.
That's a SIBI right there.
God.
Yes, there is a volume imbalance here. There's a SIBI right there. Right? Now, when price was going up here, what did we say about this SIBI here? Let me go back over here. Open this up. You see what that's? Y'all probably can't see it. Let me see. Oh, you see it now. That says bearish fair value gap 731.25. Right? When price was going up, right? When we dropped down here and took out this sell side, right? When price was going back up, what do we say about this SIBI right here? We wanted this SIBI to do what? When price was going up, when we dropped down and took out the sell side, as price was coming back up, who remember what we said about this SIBI, this little skinny little SIBI right here? What did we say about that?
To act as resistance?
Not wheels going back up. We didn't say that. No, ma'am, we didn't.
Inversion?
Act as an inversion fair value gap.
Inversion?
Yes.
Okay.
And why were we focusing on that SIBI and insisting that it becomes an inversion fair value gap? Right? The clue is when price went down here and took out that low. Why did we, as price started coming back up, why did we insist on that becoming an inversion fair value gap to be used as support to take us back to the all-time high? Why? Somebody.
Was it 50% of that range? And that's an important level.
No, you was
Can you hear me?
I hear you now.
It's at 50% range at an important level, so it'll be a high probability one if we can invert it.
We didn't know that at the time of the drop down. We didn't know that it was going to be 50%. But as we dropped down and
No, I'm saying 50% of that drop.
When we dropped down, we didn't know that was going to be the bottom right there. We just know that we dropped down and took out that low. So when you look at this drop, what is going on with this fair value gap right here to make it be a high probability inversion to go back up?
Hey, Tim, I'm trying to learn something.
There you go, Kim. It is the first SIBI that was created on this drop down. In this case, it's the only, but it is the first imbalance created when we came down and took out this liquidity at this anticipatory reactionary point. So as price starts to come back up, because we were in a buy program, as price starts to come back up, we will anticipate this becoming an inversion fair value gap and be used to take us to the destination. And we see that it happened right there. Now, as prices coming back down, right? If this right here was our high probability inversion fair value gap to take us back up, right? When we get back below it, what do we anticipate it to act as? We wanted it to act as support here.
Resistance now.
So now that
Yeah.
we
Resistance.
close back below it, now we're looking for it to act as a reclaimed fair value gap to stop price from going up, right? It doesn't have to do it forever. No, it doesn't. But when we come into our daily time frame and we say, oh, they're being dirty dogs, they won't let us take out that liquidity. I wonder why we can't get past this spot right here. Oh my goodness! He shoots, he scores. This stuff really works, people. This little itty bitty little fair value gap that was highlighted way back over there. What did price do this morning when it rallied up and went above the midnight? Institutional order flow entry drill. Dropped down and got its eagle on. Delivery. Now, just because you choose not to participate doesn't mean the algorithm is not being the algorithm. Well, Tim, why do you say that? Because when price opened up today, price traded down below this sell side, right? Right there. Price traded up above this buy side, right there. Price traded back down below that sell side. What is that? That is the wig snatcher. Price, after creating the wig snatcher, right? Price traded back up. Came back up above the midnight open. Came back above the 6 o'clock open. Came into a high probability reclaimed fair value gap, and it dropped it like it's hard. I rest my case. That's all I got. And you're welcome. Somebody stop me. Somebody stop me. He's giving out too much game on Al Gore's internet. That's why he suppressed his YouTube channel. Right? Now, I told you why I was not participating. Right? You can see if you wanted to participate, you can see it was a very difficult day to trade. Price went down, price went up, price went down, price went up. It was a very difficult day to trade. Why was that? We had two very large range days just prior to it. So if you have one large range day, you're anticipating a nothing burger. But when you have two large range days, you're really anticipating a nothing burger, right? If you have three large range days, you're over here to Friday now. So now you're looking for a TGIF.
Pull out your chair.
Did he just really say that? You have to understand when to look for this stuff. If prices just dropping, then taking the buy side, then taking the buy side, then taking the buy side, even today, then taking the buy side. They were so dirty, they just left all that buy side. It ain't taking no buy side. Ever taking any buy side. So I'm not trying to participate today, right? I ain't trying to participate today. It ain't taking no buy side. I participated yesterday. I made some money to the short side, made some money to the long side, right? I took a little bit to the short, took a little bit to the top, right? This move right here, we starting to blast back off. I'm like, okay, let's come on back up here to the premium and let's do something. What is it doing? It's hanging out, not even want to get up above. Now, where is this buy side liquidity right here? Where is that resting, right? That buy side liquidity is resting in the premium of yesterday's range, right? Can y'all see that? This buy side liquidity right there is resting in the premium of yesterday's dealing range. We won't even take out that buy side liquidity right there, right? So if we want to take out that buy side liquidity, I definitely don't want to try to get in here and play around with that. Phil is in here just playing with us. But even though Phil is playing with us, they can't stop the algorithm from being the algorithm. Anybody got anything for me? Do anybody got anything for me? I hope y'all got something out of this tonight. I really hope y'all do. I read y'all did. I really hope y'all got something.
I feel I have to keep some markings on my chart, like that inversion fair value gap we talked about weeks ago.
You see this little thing over here with these little folders? You see all these little things where it's got like the little crossed eyes where you can't see stuff? This is stuff.
What thing? I don't see your
We
chart.
can't see it.
Oh. Y'all see this over here? Right over there on the my fancy dance ain't on, and I ain't gonna turn it on. Right over here. You see this here? These are called folders. These folders have drawings in them. These drawings, right here, if you see there, it says bearish fair value gap 731. Right? If I turn it off, you can't see it on the screen, but I know it's still there. So when price comes to this area, when I'm looking at my daily chart, right? When I'm looking at my daily chart and I say, hey, look, prices came down here. We're down here near this SIBI right there. We're down here near this new week opening gap, a new day opening gap, whatever that is, right? I can come back over here, look at 8-1, find 8-1 here, 8-1 new day opening gap. I can just quickly turn it on, right? Why? Because price closed right here on this. Let me blow this up. Uh-oh. I ain't got my fancy dancy on, right? So price closed right here on that day. So now at that time, I can come over here and be like, oh, we closed here near this important level that I marked out before. Let me turn it on because the PD arrays don't go stale. Let me turn that on so that I can watch on the lower time frames how price uses this as support or resistance per the buy program or sell program that we're in, right? We're over here by a little daily fair value gap. Hey, let me turn that on so I can see how price reacts. But Tim, which one am I supposed to turn on? My own personal preference is as I come from where price is and I start to look to the left like Ant-Man, whatever I run into first, that's what I'm focusing on. Tim, there's a daily new day opening gap over here. But when I look over there, right, where price is here, right, and I look, this is the first one I get to. I don't care about that one right now. This is the first one I get to, right? That's how I personally do it, okay? When price is here and I'm looking this way, right? That's the first SIBI that I get to. That's the first imbalance that I get to. Is it important? Hey, it was a high probability inversion fair value gap. So now that I've closed back below it, I'm going to anticipate some resistance right there. So I'm going to turn it back on. Why? Because price is trading very near that very important level. So when I look at my intraday time frame, right, and I come here and I say, hey, look at there, our new day opening gap is inside this old new day opening gap. So guess what? I can choose to either turn the old one off or leave them both on and make it look all junky on my chart right there. But guess what? I can still utilize them. Why? Because the PD arrays don't go stale, right? What do you mean it don't go stale, Tim? Let me show you, right? When we open up here, we trade up, right? We come down. Look at how it's being supported by today's new day opening gap. We trade up here. We come down. Look how it's being resisted by today's new day opening gap, right? When we trade down and we come up here and we manipulate out the high, right? Look how it's being resisted by the old new day opening gap. Look at the bodies of the candles inside that old new day opening gap. We manipulate out that high, right? We come down, we touch the old one, we touch the old one, we drop down, right? Then we shoot back up, right, into that old PD array, right? And then once we drop back down, where do we go? We go right back up to the old new day opening gap. And then we drop it like a hard. I'm finished for real this time, y'all. I got a football game to get to. This stuff really works. And if you want to learn how to read price,
Thank you. Thank you. That was helpful.
Please reach out to wap.com and go to the link in the first link in the description below and buy the Smart Money Manuscript. Now, the Smart Money Manuscript will not make you a market maverick like me and the gang. The Smart Money Manuscript will give you a nice foundation to understand everything about the stock market. And when you go back and do your work and you go back and you study and you go back and just run it through over and over and over and get your stacks on stacks on stacks on stacks, your blocks on blocks on blocks on blocks, then you can look at these little red and green candles just like we do and just, that's all I got. I kill me. Hey, man, if you got anything out of this, do me a favor. Share it with somebody who's struggling to understand these concepts, right? If they're struggling to understand these concepts, share it with them. And hopefully it will inspire them to take a deeper dive into the plethora of videos that I got on my YouTube channel for absolutely free, right? And then hopefully they will be able to learn something that would change their financial future just like I did, right? Even if they don't want to leave their job, they love their career. They just looking at a way to create another stream of income. This stuff really works. It is possible for me. I am a 53-year-old man from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I can't tell you one of my friends from Fort Lauderdale, Florida that do the stuff that I do. Why? Because they didn't teach us this. They didn't teach us this at Plantation Elementary. They didn't teach us this at Parkway Middle. They didn't teach us this at Rickards Middle. They didn't teach us this at Wilton Manors Elementary. They didn't teach us this at Dillard High. They didn't teach us this at Boyd Anderson High. They didn't teach us this at Broward Community College. They didn't teach us this at all. Right? That's why I get on Al Gore's internet and I share my thoughts of the things that I learned from Michael J. Huddleston, another 53-year-old man from Maryland. He say he come from a place, I think they call it like Pallet Town or something. He came from play. He probably grew up poorer than I did. And I grew up pretty poor, buddy. I grew up pretty poor. If you would have seen the way I grew up, you would have thought I was an illegal alien. Because I was in a single family home designed for maybe a parent and one child. And it was me, my mama, my daddy, my little brother, my auntie, her son, my uncle, his wife, his daughter most of the time, my other uncle, his dog named Big Jim. Y'all see, You would have thought I was an immigrant, an illegal immigrant at that, the way we was packed up in there, especially on the nights when our lights got turned off and my uncle like ran the extension cord through the back fence to the house behind us to get electricity so that we can have lights. That you would have thought I was an illegal immigrant, right? And he make it sound like he grew up worse than that. And this is the person that I learned how to read these candlesticks from. So guess what? I don't think they really want us to know this information, but this information work. So do me a favor and share it with somebody else so that they can come over here and get the truth. No, for them to come get the double truth. Roof. And with that, it's your boy, Timothy Lee Rogers Sr., a.k.a. Haranya Grande. That's just Big Spider, if you don't hablo español. Until the next time I decide to get on Algo's internet and share my thoughts in this thing they call price action. Y'all be safe out in these straight streets, man. I'm calm.